Hannah Nice here, head trainer and co-founder of the Magnetic Mind certification here at Conscious Education. This is a live session that has been filmed in our Magnetic Mind Masterclass, which is a coaching program. If you hear me refer to attendees, this was a live session inside the program. You won't be able to comment or chat with me, obviously. Enjoy the session and subscribe, hit that notification button, and share the session if you feel this is valuable. Bye for now.
We can get so carried away with all these constructs that we create, trying to wrap our logical minds around everything, when in truth it's all about, just becoming super conscious and really ensuring we get to live what it is that we're learning here in the program, right? We get to live the creative structure, we get to live our lenses, we get to live the action that we're taking, and really making sure we settle into this new way of being, this new way of life. And who noticed that by the start of this program, whenever you joined us, it might be just now, or you might be with us for quite some time now, that this is really a new way of living, a new way of approaching your reality, a new way of observing your reality and yourself. It's just new, right? And this is true. Hey, it's really, really, really important that we really live and really experience ourselves in that being in creation. And what's really important to notice is that being in creation comes with being in it and really moving in it and acting in it. It is not just creating our true choices and creating true choices and gaining clarity around what it is that we truly want in itself is a complete game changer, isn't it? Who would agree that just gaining clarity on your truth, your heart, all the ways that you want to experience yourself and what you want to create, it is absolutely game changing, isn't it? Right? That's for sure. Thanks, Barbara. An amazing way of living. Thanks, Adrian. Michaela says yes, Carol says yes, Jane says it's so powerful. It is, right? And the truth is, and here comes the disclaimer, and it is a disclaimer, and it's something that we really want to be aware of. Making true choices and leaving it at that doesn't get us into creation. If we are just making true choices, this doesn't get us into creation. And that's just true. That's just true. It is crucial, and it is the first step to really go, okay, so let's create crystal clarity around what it is that we truly want, and to really go for that, and knowing what we're focusing on. However, and more, you're on it. And more, just put in the chat box, we need aligned action. Right on. We need the action taking. And how do we get to taking the correct action? For those of you who are wide awake and up and at it, how do we get to take the correct action? Yeah, guidance of the superconscious, profound lenses, absolutely yes. For action, we need tension, right? We need to get in the creative tension structure to actually have that pole created that then shows us, okay, so here's the obvious action to take to move towards what it is that we're creating, right? And tension is created as soon as we observe the current reality in relation to our true choice. And can you see the difference? If we're just remaining at that point of simply just noticing what it is that we truly want, connecting into the end result and just experiencing that, it doesn't actually get us into creation. It doesn't get us into tension. It's just a beautiful experience. And it is a beautiful experience, that's for sure, right? Who loves connecting into their emotions of the end results? Who loves connecting into that beautiful focal point and just experiencing yourself as being it and having it? It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I know, we could stay there forever, right? It's the most favorite thing to do when being in meditation, to just go, okay, let's connect into what it is that I choose to create. However, we need tension, and we need to have that observation of, let's take a look at the current reality in relation to that, to really get into the observing of the imbalance, the disequilibrium, because that actually is what gets us in the creative structure, and that actually is what gets us into tension, right? And we need that. And the truth is, this is the easiest way. This is the easiest, the most simple way to get into creation, because when we do that and we go, okay, so here's my true end result, and here's my current reality in relation to that, and we get into that state of noticing there's imbalance, there is disequilibrium. Tension seeks resolution. In all nature and all creation, this is true. This equilibrium seeks equilibrium, imbalance seeks balance. So there's this natural pull that we create right away as soon as we start observing the current reality in relation to our true end result, that gets us moving towards what it is that we want, right? As long as we're staying in the true end result only, not observing the current reality in relation to that, yes, it's there. It's in the invisible. It's a potential. It is something that is there in your superconscious awareness. However, we want to bring it down, right? We want to bring it down. We want to turn it from the invisible into the visible, right? And let me know if you agree. It's beautiful to be in the connection with the end result and experiencing it in the invisible. However, wouldn't you prefer to actually live that in your tangible day-to-day reality, right? Amora says agree, Carol says yes, right? And the only way to get there is basically to really go, okay, so current reality, let's take a look at you. Let's take a look at the most current state of the past, so to say. And let's just take a look at what's created up until this point in relation to where I'm going to then go, okay, so, okay, let's observe the imbalance. And right away, you've got that natural pull already created that helps you move towards what it is that you want, right? And tension is really true in all creation. We need it to move. And who can sense that now, after we've talked about it a little? Who can sense that? We need that tension to actually be able to move, right? Energy starts flowing as soon as you go, okay, so here it is. Here's my current reality. And this is what I want. And this is what we do, right? So let's just make sure to really be aware of that and really just get to the core and the truth of that. Tension creates momentum. Tension seeks resolution, and tension is the way to actually be in creation and concretize and bring down what you focus on in the invisible and making it visible. So I know that speaking from experience and having worked with so many people, that there is this elusive notion around flow. So I'm seeing that a lot, and there are all these well-meant misguided messages out there going, okay, so just get into your flow, just get into your flow, and it's going to be complete ease, and then you're going to be in flow, and like this, you're just going to be there. Who has seen these messages? Yeah, right. And the truth is, when people go, I just want to be in flow, my observation is that the undercurrent or the true statement many times, not all the time, I'm not saying everyone is in that focus or in that experience. However, many times the true statement, when somebody says, I just want to be in flow, the true statement would be actually, I want to avoid intensity. I want to avoid tension. I don't want to experience intensity, charge, fill in the gap. Who would agree to that? When somebody goes, maybe you know people who are like this, I just want to be in flow. I just want it to flow, right? And truly being in flow actually means being in tension. Being in tension with your end result, right? Yeah. Yeah. Allowing intensity is the way to flowing, Nina. Love it. Yeah. Discomfort avoidance. Yeah. 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 Love it, Jenny. Yeah. It's like this example of the stand-up guy. If you want to be it, you need to do it. Yeah. 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 And it's really, really important to notice that yes, absolutely, we want to be in our connection with our true end results. We want to have that super crystal clear laser beam focus, having that consistent connection to what it is that we want to create. However, we need to create, right? We need to create. It remains in the invisible if we avoid and push away and really just block out the fact that we need to get into tension. We need to get into a creative structure, and flow just means that, yes, you're flowing towards, you're moving towards your outcome. And flow in truth is just taking the obvious action over and over again. It's just that. That's just the truth. When you're in flow, you're just taking the obvious action one step at a time. Feminine, masculine, you just do it, whatever is obvious, whatever is the correct next action step. And it has nothing to do with your emotional experience of it, basically. All that is important is that you're utilizing that creative tension structure that you set up in the first place, and then you go, okay, so here it is, next action step, go, go, go. Right? And that is flow, right? Yeah. 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 It is rather simple. However, there's no way around human nature. Right? I mean, from a superconscious perspective, it's pretty simple, right? Okay. End result, here we go. Human perspective, yeah. Concretize this in human reality, you need to take action, right? To see that tangible result in your day-to-day life, so you really get to experience the completion of it. However, we can really just end up confusing ourselves with all these misguided notions, basically, of what it truly is. And maybe you've seen the title for the session. The title was Being in Creation and Making Tension Your Second Nature. It is just true that tension is part of creation. It is needed, right? And tension has to be your second nature, in terms of you always want to be in that connection with your end result, and at the same time observing the current reality to then go, okay, so this is the next action step, because this is how you know. And it can become your second nature. It can become your second nature. Consistently practicing that will get you to a place where you simply go, yeah, end result, current reality, that's it, here we are, this is the pull, next obvious action step, I take it, right? And it's just something that that can become so neutralized as soon as we let go of all these concepts of what our sabotaging identities basically tell us, right? And who has noticed that there might be all these thought patterns coming up around, okay, so this might be hard work, or this might be challenging, this might be difficult. The truth is, we don't know. How do we know? Because most likely when you're making your two choices, you're choosing something that you didn't have before. So you're choosing something different. So how do we know the experience of the action steps already if we haven't even been in the experience of the end result before? So the action taking towards that in this new way of connecting and focusing, coming from the superconscious perspective, we're taking the action in that awareness. So how do we know if it's going to be challenging? How do we know if it's going to be hard work? How do we know if we experience something as pressure or whatever it is that we assume, right? We're assuming something. And this is really interesting to observe that what the self-conscious and the unconscious combined do is both of them just go, okay, so here's what we experienced in the past. And then to the unconscious simply goes, okay, so have we done that before? Awesome, we're safe. We haven't done that before. Red flag. And to the self-conscious, it's just all about, you know, having a great experience. So the self-conscious might combine this wish for something that might feel inspiring, still with things that we have experienced in the past, going, wow. Making up all these confusing thought patterns and structures around not knowing what is going to happen. And this is something where we can simply go, well, it's all right. We're human beings. It's all good. We're all experiencing this life and this journey, being in a physical body, having an unconscious, having a self-conscious, finding our ways around, basically, making sense of the world. And that's beautiful. And we can trust and just lean into more and more that we are super conscious, that we don't need to know, and that we basically cannot know and we cannot anticipate the end result being created in the physical, in the visible, because most of the times, and this is speaking from experience, it's going to be way more and with more layers, more colors than we could have ever imagined once it's complete. And when you think of the action taking, how do you know what it's going to be like, or how you're going to experience yourself in that taking the action, if it's in a completely different structure than you've ever worked from before? You're in a creative structure now. You're coming from that superconscious awareness. You're moving towards something that you know is your truth, your heart, your love, right? So how do you know that this is going to be something that the self-conscious and unconscious combined anticipate as something that's, you know, hard? And I'm not saying that being in tension isn't intense sometimes. Absolutely, yes. Right? Absolutely, yes. However, it's the way to create, right? So it's really important to be aware of that being in flow means being in creation, being in tension. And when you really lean into that and let go of all these preconceived notions, guess what? You're opening the gateway for so much inspired action taking. So much inspired action taking. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, Amor, I know. Amor just put in the chat box, the greatest gift for me was that I do not need to know. Such a relief. I know, right? And that shows how much space is created and how much more energy is available when we go, yeah, I'm just leaning into this. I'm leaning into this. And you don't need to, you know, believe in yourself first or trust yourself first. You don't. You're completely fine the way you are. All you want to do is simply just go, okay, let's get into that superconscious awareness. Let's see what's there. What's my truth? And then as you create your creative tension structure and then move towards your end result, you will know for sure what are the instructions in your mind that are not in alignment with what it is that you're creating. It'll make itself visible, right? It's just a natural thing to happen. So no need to prepare yourself. Again, no need to fix yourself. You're completely fine. You're completely fine. And oh, is my volume dropping? No, I have sound volume is good. Okay, thanks. Gemma, maybe it's the internet connection on your end. Okay, thanks, Ineke. Thanks some more. Yeah, Kathy just says that's a relief. I fell into that structure again. Yeah, absolutely. And it is really us, you know, embracing that pull and embracing the flow, like the real flow, the being in creation, the tension as our second nature, right? And that will allow for true flow. And that is how you ensure you're in creation all the time. Not only just connecting into your true end result, which is crucial as a first step, but really just making sure that all ends of creation are tackled, meaning we need the current reality. We need that observation of the imbalance of the disequilibrium to really ensure we get into that pull, we get into the tension, right? It's really, really crucial, right? It's crucial. Yeah, AJ, you typed in only to me, but you're bringing up an important point. So I won't read that out loud. I totally respect that. However, I just want to speak to that. It is just true that we're creating all the time, right? We're creating all the time. We're choosing all the time. And being in creation is really referring to being in our superconscious creation, right? And really proactively getting into the right tension, because absolutely, we can also pull ourselves back. We can pull ourselves back, right? We can just go, yeah, we're just maintaining the current state because we're choosing that. It's just a choice. It's just a choice, right? Thanks, AJ. And AJ put in the chat box, tension is how you create. Question is whether you choose to create your desired reality or choose to maintain your current reality. And that's just true, right? It's a choice. That's why it is important to have that connection and that crystal clear focus right from day one. It is important. However, equally important is being in tension and being in creation, moving towards it, getting into true flow. And yes, at times that might feel intense. Guess what? As we're creating something that's different, we might have to do things that are different than what we have done before, right? And who has experienced that beautiful feeling of doing something that's different, that's new, taking the action and feeling so content and so fulfilled afterwards? Proud even of having taken that action, knowing, yep, you've been consistent, you've been taking the action. Nina says, yes, yeah, nice. Yeah, feels amazing, proud. Gemma says me. Deborah says 100%. AJ, thumbs up. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, Jenny just typed in the chat box, it's movement that makes us feel alive. This is life. Life is not a standstill. Life is ever changing. Life is movement, right? Life is movement. I love it. Yeah. Everything is part of the creation. Absolutely, Dean. Yeah. Somebody just typed in the chat box, I struggle when I have tension that is opposing my end result. How do I redirect in times of stress? Best way you can address that is basically just connect into your true end result again. Connect into your end result again. And for a moment, letting go of that human perspective. And that's something that you can practice. The session that Chris did around how to move from problem solving to creating, I believe was the topic, where he really teaches you how to face with your end result again, even if it's challenging at the moment. It's just, this is where you're called to really connect into that superconscious focus again, right? Just take a moment, take a step back, deep breath in and out, and then go, okay, so true end result, current reality. What's the next step, right? And that might take some time. I mean, we can absolutely get thrown off track when something hits us, and this is our call to focus, our call to greatness, right? And these are the most amazing opportunities to practice this work, and then really just being there and realizing, okay, there is an obvious action to take. With all the emotions that have been hitting me in the first place, I was just not able to see it, right? So yeah, and that's life. Hey, that's life. Let's be real. It happens. It happens. Do I really need to see what my desired reality is in order to create tension? The most important thing is the emotion. So start out with the orientation choices, the core four, and then just get into the emotion. And sooner or later, the more you practice, you will have more clarity around the details that are inside the picture. However, getting into the framework and connecting into, for example, the life you love and just experiencing that emotionally, great start. Great start. Yeah, Deborah said getting out of our own way. To me, it's really just about acknowledging that we have and we are human nature. And then go, well, in addition to that, we're super conscious. So hello, super conscious, here we go. You're welcome, Kiri. Glad to hear this helps. Awesome. So it is really important when that happens. And that is something that applies to all the experiences that we're making when we're in creation. It is really important to ensure that we take all the information in, everything that we're experiencing, and apply it to the next aspect of the creation we're moving towards, right? Every action step informs us. And I believe Trisha has done a session last Thursday/Friday on that topic. And it's just true, as we're creating, as we're experiencing ourselves in that movement, in that tension, there's so much available that can inform us, that can add to our clarity, right? So don't underestimate really in this good focus and this good awareness, experiencing yourself, you will really add so much more to your experience the more consciously you observe each action step. It's beyond. And there are so many layers to this work that you get to experience the more you practice it. So if you're just starting out, just know that you're really here to explore your power. You're really here to explore your magic and your uniqueness and the beauty of who you are. It's really that, right?